Hey folks, welcome today. My name is Harley Neal. I'm an avid outdoorsman, mostly a fisherman here from Southern Ohio. And today, I'm going to walk you through a little project here. I'm going to show you how to change bearings on a bait casting reel. And the particular reel today, I'll show you here. Let's drop down here. This is a Abu Garcia 5500. It's an old flea market find. I've already changed the bearings out in the level wind and on the level wind gear. Haven't changed the spool bearings out. And this is what I'm going to show you today. It's a very simple process. If you have any misgivings about doing that, well, hopefully this will put any of those to ease. Very simple process. Number one, get you a set of wonderful BOCA bearings, okay? And these are the ones we're going to be putting in today. These are ABEC7 rated, and we're going to slam those babies in and see what kind of performance increase we get on this reel. The reel itself, it's a flea market find. It's been a durable old rod for me, and I'm just kind of souping it up now because I'd like to be able to cast it a country mile. I mentioned earlier that the bearings we're going to install on this reel are Orange Seal ABEC7s, and the ABEC number means the higher the number, the more precise the fit and tolerance, with 1 being low, and as far as 9, I think, is the highest. Those are your most precise, your best bearings. And as far as the seal and maintenance on this bearing, you'll notice that it does have the orange seal right here on it. You can check the website, BOCABearings.com, and don't forget while you're there, if you'd like to pick up one of these beautiful little work mats, pick one up. They're on the website also, www.BOCABearings.com, and pick you up one of these too. Got nice measurement detail on it, millimeters, inches. It also has trays here with fractional and all sorts of good stuff on it, but these are little individual trays. Nice, sturdy, heavy-duty work mat. So this is where we're going to do our work today. And number one, we're going to work by, I guess basically we're going to give this thing a spin test and see how well it performs right now. We'll be watching the line counter here, or not the counter, but the line guide. And I'm going to give this a spin, count the back and forth on this, and let's see how many times it goes. That's 1, 2 and a half, and heading back toward a third time. So that's almost 3 times back and forth with the bearings that are in there. These are all just stock bearings right now. One more time. 1, 2 and 3 and a half. So there we go with that. So now let's rip these babies out, drop in a new set, and it's very simple, very easy. On this particular Abu, this is a 5500C. You got your finger nuts here on the side. May need to loosen them with a screwdriver, but mine are kind of loose already because I have this reel apart and back together a lot because I am working on hot rodding it. These wonderful bearings are going to be the next step in the process. So here the entire cage comes off, set it aside, and then the spool with the gear on it pops right out like so. Very simple. What you want to do is slide out the axle, lay it aside, pop the bearing off the other end, lay it aside. Now, to the meat of the matter. We'll go in and on this side where the centrifugal brakes are, pay attention to the plastic on these because we'll come back to those in a minute when we get ready to reassemble the reel. But inside here, there is a teeny tiny O-ring, and the best thing I found for these are surgical scissors. Look them up on, they're $5 or $6. You can pick them up off eBay or just about anywhere. But the very cool thing about these, they have a teeny tiny, let's go down here and see if this helps your view of it any. Let's turn that a little bit, and maybe you can see that. But on the end of these tweezers, they have, there you can see it, they have a nice little hook on the end. And they're basically for pulling sutures, I guess, but love these things, especially when it comes to getting out clips. Now, this has a teeny tiny ring right here, and you can take these tweezers right here and grab that ring, and that little rascal will pop out when I get the right side on it here. And that thing comes out just like that. Very easy. We lay that aside, and then the centrifugal drag comes off. Using the same tool, pop it in there and pop out the bearing. And note that there is a nice little washer in behind that one. We make sure that gets back in there. Okay, and now for the hot rod part, we drop in the new ABEC7 orange seal bearings, give them a little push into place, and doing the opposite procedure, we will drop the centrifugal brake back on there, and then we will add the clip back in. Simple as that. We'll flip it over, and same thing with the other bearing. We just pop this one out, drop the new bearing in. Some folks like to run these dry. Some folks like to put oil, lube on them, things of that nature. Check the BOCA Bearings website, www.bocabearings.com. They have got all the information you need about that on the website. So I won't hold you up with that today. We're just going to get this thing, get ready to go back together. Both bearings have been replaced, and here's how we do the opposite. We put it back together. We run the axle through. We put the gear back on, and then we drop it back into the cage. And then we put the other side back on. There we go. Let me back up just a hair before I do. I mentioned the centrifugal brakes, the plastic bushings on these. Now these, whenever you're casting, these will fly out and centrifugally rub against the inside of the reel right here, and that's what helps keeping you from getting backlashes. But it will also keep you from getting the reel back together. I learned the hard way, if these aren't pushed all the way in when you get ready to put the top on, you'll never get it on. And what I'm talking about is it will go back together, but there'll be a crack right here between the center of the reel body and this outside part. So we throw those back on there, tighten it up, and there, just in about 2 minutes, you've changed reel bearings. Yes, you have. You've upgraded. You've got a new set of bearings in there. And now, just a second. And there, we've got it all back together. Give these a little tighten right here. Oh, can't get that one. There we go. Okay, got them tightened back up. All right. Now, we've got this done here. Let's see what happens when we get to spinning them this time. Same rig, same drag setting and everything. We're going to give it a spin. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's crazy. Almost 8 times back and forth, and we got 3.5 on the other. I would say that our performance is about twice as good as it was previously. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and a half, and coming back almost 7. Much improved with these brand new ABEC7 bearings in there. BOCA bearings, you can't go wrong. The price is awesome on them. Get yourself a set. Make your rod, make your reel come alive. Your reel now, let me warn you, this 5500C, not all those are going to perform like that. Not with just the spool upgrade. I have upgraded. I do have bearings on the line guide right here, and then I have bearings also in the ring guide, so, or the ring gear that does this. But this is going to be one of the smoothest 5500Cs that you'll see out there. But now that I've replaced these spool bearings, this thing's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bearings in it now, and it's quite a hot rod rig. Very happy with the upgrade from the plain old stock ones. Yeah, we'll just trash those because we now have the ABEC7s in there. Simple, easy to do. You can do it at home. www.bocabearings.com. Get yourself a set today.